Welcome to Entrepreneurial Edge. You know him as a seven-time Formula One world champion, a master of speed and strategy on the racetrack. Today, we're diving into the fascinating life of Lewis Hamilton, uncovering 15 things you probably didn't know about this global icon. So you think you know Lewis Hamilton, huh? You saw him in that Mercedes flying around the track and you think, yeah, that's Lewis, king of the road. But what you don't know is Lewis has a whole other life off the track. Remember that song Pipe by Christina Aguilera? Well, hold on to your helmets, people, because Lewis Hamilton was secretly featured on that track under the name XNDA. He kept it under wraps for 2 years. This just shows you Lewis is full of surprises. He's not just a one-trick pony, he's a whole stable of talent. Now, let's talk about Lewis Hamilton's sense of style. This guy doesn't just wear clothes, he makes a statement. From those sharp suits to his bold streetwear, Lewis is a walking, talking fashion icon. He's a regular at fashion weeks around the world, rubbing shoulders with designers and models. But he's not just there to observe. Oh no, Lewis is a collaborator, a trendsetter. He's teamed up with big names like Tommy Hilfiger, putting his own unique spin on their collections. And if that wasn't enough, he launched his own clothing line, Plus 44. So we've established Lewis can sing, he can dress, but hold on to your hats, folks, because this man has aspirations that go beyond music and fashion. He's got his eyes on Hollywood. That's right, Lewis Hamilton wants to be in the movies. And he's not just talking about a cameo appearance. This man is serious about his craft. Top Gun's loss. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Lewis wants to be an actor, that's cute. But here's the thing, he's not just chasing any role. He actually had the chance to star in Top Gun Maverick alongside Tom Cruise himself. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. The future is film. Now, just because Lewis Hamilton couldn't act in Top Gun doesn't mean he's given up on his Hollywood dreams. This guy's got a backup plan, and it's a blockbuster. He's gone and started his own production company, Dawn Apollo Films. And this isn't just a vanity project, folks. Dawn Apollo Films already has 2 major projects in the works with Apple TV+. One is a documentary about Lewis's own incredible journey in Formula One, and the other? A fictional Formula One movie starring Brad Pitt. The significance of 44. Okay, remember that Plus 44 clothing line we talked about? It's more than just a brand, it's a symbol, a legacy. Well, let's talk about the man behind the number, the myth, the legend number 44. This number isn't just a random choice. It carries a story, a history that is deeply personal to Lewis. Now, for those of you who don't follow Formula One religiously, you might be wondering why Lewis Hamilton chose to race with the number 44. It's not the most obvious choice, is it? But for Lewis, it was the only choice. It's not the most obvious choice, is it? But there's a reason behind it, a reason that goes back to his early days. Well, it turns out this number has deep roots in Lewis's history. We're talking way back to when he was just a wee lad tearing up the go-karting scene. You see, 44 was his lucky number. It was the number he raced with when he was just 8 years old. Imagine a young Lewis, full of dreams and ambitions, racing with the number 44 on his cart. This number became a symbol of his early success, a lucky charm that he carried with him throughout his career. It was more than just a number. It was a part of his identity. It was the number he raced with when he was just 8 years old. Those early victories, those first tastes of success, all happened with the number 44. So when Lewis made it to Formula One, there was only one number he was ever going to choose. 44 wasn't just a number. It was a testament to his journey, his struggles, and his triumphs. It was a reminder of where he started and how far he had come. Big dreams from a young age. Now, you don't become a 7-time Formula One world champion without having a bit of ambition. It takes more than just talent. It requires a relentless drive and a vision that sets you apart from the rest. And let me tell you, Lewis Hamilton was overflowing with it from a very young age. Even as a child, he had a laser-focused determination that was evident to everyone around him. We're talking about a kid who, at just 10 years old, marched right up to Ron Dennis, the big boss man at McLaren, and declared, "Hi, I'm Lewis Hamilton." Imagine the courage it took for a young boy to approach such a powerful figure in the racing world. "I won the British Championship, and one day I want to be racing your cars." These weren't just empty words. They were a promise of what was to come. Can you imagine the audacity, the sheer confidence of this kid? most children his age would be too shy to even speak up, but not Lewis. But that's Lewis for you. Always confident, always driven, and always ready to take on the world. And guess what? 3 years later, Ron Dennis came calling. That bold move at 10 years old had paid off, setting the stage for an incredible career. A night on the track. Now, Lewis Hamilton has achieved a lot in his life, but in 2021 he received an honor that truly transcended the world of motorsport. He was knighted by Prince Charles himself. That's right, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Overcoming dyslexia. Now, Lewis Hamilton's journey to the top hasn't been without its challenges. In fact, he's been very open about his struggles with dyslexia, a learning difficulty that affects reading and writing. But here's the thing about Lewis: he doesn't let obstacles define him. He uses them as fuel to prove everyone wrong. Today, Lewis is a vocal advocate for people with dyslexia. He's turned his personal struggle into a platform for change, proving that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. So, we know Lewis Hamilton loves a challenge, right? We know he's not afraid to step outside of his comfort zone. Well, in 2022, he did just that. He decided to dip his toes into the world of American football. That's right, Lewis Hamilton became a part owner of the Denver Broncos. For Lewis, it's about breaking down barriers and increasing diversity in ownership positions across all sports. You know, they say you can tell a lot about a person by their childhood passions. And in Lewis Hamilton's case, those passions were a clear indication of the greatness to come. At just 6 years old, this little speed demon was gifted an RC car by his father. And within a year, he was beating adults in national competitions. Now, even Formula One drivers have to go to school, right? And for Lewis Hamilton, those school days were anything but ordinary. He attended the John Henry Newman School in Stevenage, Hertfordshire, alongside some pretty remarkable classmates. One of them just happened to be Ashley Young, who went on to play professional football for Manchester United in England. Now, you might think that someone as successful as Lewis Hamilton would have a whole bunch of superstitions, right? Lucky charms, pre-race rituals, the whole shebang. And you wouldn't be entirely wrong. You see, back in the day, Lewis was all about those superstitions. He used to carry around a lucky conker that his brother gave him. But as he got older, Lewis realized that all those rituals were just distractions. They weren't bringing him luck. They were just adding unnecessary pressure. He was Lewis Hamilton, and that was more than enough. Now let's talk about Lewis Hamilton's headgear, specifically his iconic helmet designs. These helmets are not just protective gear. They are a canvas for personal expression and a testament to his journey in the world of Formula One. You see, a driver's helmet is like their calling card, a visual representation of their personality and their journey. Each design tells a story, reflecting their inspirations, their struggles, and their triumphs on the racetrack. And for much of his career, Lewis rocked a bright yellow helmet, a tribute to his racing hero, the legendary Ayrton Senna. This yellow helmet was more than just a nod to Senna. It was a symbol of Lewis's admiration and respect for the Brazilian driver who inspired him to chase his dreams. But as Lewis matured, his helmet design evolved with him. The changes in his helmet designs mirrored his growth and transformation as a driver. Each new design marked a new chapter in his illustrious career. He gradually introduced more and more red into the mix, a color that has come to define his own personal brand. The red elements in his helmet became a signature, representing his fierce determination and passion for racing. It was a subtle shift, but it spoke volumes about his growth as a driver and as a person. The evolution of his helmet designs is a visual narrative of his journey, showcasing his development, his challenges, and his victories both on and off the track. Now, Lewis Hamilton is more than just a race car driver. He's a role model, an activist, a voice for change. And one of the causes closest to his heart is increasing diversity and representation in motorsport. In 2020, he launched the Hamilton Commission, an organization dedicated to improving the representation of Black people in UK motorsport. The Commission is working to identify the systemic barriers that prevent Black individuals from entering and succeeding in the sport. Because for Lewis, it's not enough to simply talk about diversity. He wants to see real, tangible change. So there you have it, folks. 15 things you probably didn't know about Lewis Hamilton. From his secret musical talents to his passion for fashion, his Hollywood ambitions, and his commitment to social justice, Lewis is a man of many dimensions. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights.